Hey, it's EJ3 and let's begin. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we have all of the Mortal Kombat guest characters. Yeah, I know, we're doing another tier list, two tier list videos back to back, how original. But we have all of these Mortal Kombat guest characters here, and we're gonna rank them all and just go through them and see which ones are the best and which ones are the worst. Some criteria that I'm gonna have for this list are they fun? Do they tie into Mortal Kombat well? And a little bit of personal preference, but I'm not gonna be too biased. And how cool they are as a character. Just a couple different things going into it. And I'm excited to get started with this list because there's a lot of really cool guest characters that have been in over the years. But without further ado, I think we should just get started. Alright, so we are going to be starting with Mortal Kombat 9, and Mortal Kombat 9 has two guest characters. Now, they start off with the fucking heat, because I'm pretty sure Mortal Kombat 9 is the first game that to include guest characters, and they started off strong. We have Freddy Krueger and Kratos from God of War. This is God of War 2 Kratos, so this is when he was really fucking crazy. But we're going to start off with Freddy Krueger. I think Freddy Krueger is a solid character. I think he does fit the Mortal Kombat motif pretty well. And he was definitely a what the fuck is happening sort of situation. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure that he is the first guest character that we've had in the game. Because I believe this whole trend started with Mortal Kombat 9. I don't think there's been any other guest characters besides that. But they started off with a fucking banger character to do the whole guest character trend. Now, some cool things about him, they gave him not one set of knife blows, but two. He has a lot of mix-ups, and he is a really good juggler. He does a lot of fucking damage. And you would think someone like Freddy Krueger would not be great in like close quarters, like actual face-to-face combat. Nah, he kicks ass. And his fatalities are just... They are really good references to the movies. I love them so much. They're both pretty solid. And overall, he's just a very fun character to play, and he ties in really well in Mortal Kombat. I think I am going to give Freddy Krueger an A. I think that's a really good spot to start off with. I think that he's a really good character to start off this whole guest character trend with. So A is where he goes. Alright, so next up on the list, we have Kratos. Now, Kratos was a PlayStation exclusive character. You can only get him if you played the game on PS3. Now, the really cool thing about Kratos is that he not only is he a really solid guest character, but he is the only character that got his own stage. They brought the end of God of War 3 with him, and it had stage fatalities where you can literally pick what stage fatality gets done. Oh my god, I wish they would have done that more. I hope in Mortal Kombat 1, whatever guest characters they include, they get some custom stages, because that would be fucking awesome. Kratos' moveset is really good in this game, like it is in God of War. He uses a little bit of everything. He uses the Hermes dash, he has Apollo's bow, and his fatalities are really dope, man. I love him using the Medusa head and pulling out Hercules gauntlets and just smashing through like the fucking Hulk. I have no complaints about Kratos at all. I think he is a perfect guest. I love Kratos. And if any guest character is to come back, I would love to have him come back. Especially mature dad Kratos. That'd be amazing. But yeah, Kratos is going to be a S tier. He's a fucking perfect guest. Alrighty, moving on, we have the MKX roster. Now, in Mortal Kombat X it was double. They got 4 guest characters. They're upping the fucking ante. And the theme of Mortal Kombat X was horror. They had all horror icons for their non in-universe guest characters, which is dope as hell. And then along with that, Mortal Kombat X had variations where each guest had 3 different fighting styles, which was really dope. So starting off, we have Alien. I think Alien was another what the fuck, but I think it was like less shocking because we got Predator, which I know you see. We'll talk about him in a little bit. So it was really nice of them to include Alien so we can do Alien versus Predator. Now, Alien's 3 variations are Tarkatan, where he literally gains Baraka's blades. He does his like chop move and the blades spin. Like he just straight up steals Baraka's moveset. It's fucking cool as hell. Acidic, where he's like in the movies just dripping acid. Gains the ability to shoot acid from his tail and spit acid. And then finally, he has Conjurer, where he is the alien queen and he can summon up a chest burster and it'll fuck with you. It'll take your fucking face. I think Mortal Kombat X gave a lot of their guest characters a lot of TLC. I think they are pretty solid. I'm not the biggest Alien fan in the world, but I do know how cool it is to have Alien in the game. And with Mortal Kombat X had more of like a grimy kind of ish feel. So Alien kind of fit in with that whole disgusting vibe, and I really liked Alien. I'm gonna put him in. I think I'll put him above Freddy. I think Alien. I think just because of the variations, Alien had a little bit more variety in their moveset, and I think it makes him a good character. Right now, they're leading a pretty damn cool guest character. Next up on the list, we have Jason Voorhees, my personal favorite character from this entire combat pack. Guest character, I should say. Jason Voorhees. It almost makes way too much sense that he's in the game. It's so dope that he's in the game, dude. If you're gonna do like a horror combat pack, you have to have Jason Voorhees. Now, his variations are a little bit different. He has Unstoppable, which has Punishment, Rise, and Resurrection. Pretty much, he gets a damage buff, a defense buff, and then at the end, if you die, you come back to life with like the smallest little bit of health. You literally get shocked back to life. It's not the greatest thing, especially if you're low and your enemy has a lot of health left. They'll just like smack you and you're done. Slasher. Now here's the thing. Only one of his variations has a machete, which I think is a little just It's Slasher. So he gains his machete. He also has bloodshed. He can toss his machete and just go crazy. He has like a crazy ass auto combo with it. Like he chops you like your fucking vines in the jungle. I like it. I wish all his variations had the machete. There's no reason to get rid of them. And then finally we have Relentless. So Relentless is a really fucking weird variation. He literally breaks his neck and your opponent's controls get flipped. It's the weirdest damn thing. He also gains a teleport. He can teleport through Lake Mist. The only variation that really matters is Slasher because he has his machete in that one. Overall though, he plays really, really well. He is a fucking tank. Like you'd imagine Jason Voorhees would be. Jason Voorhees, I think he is a perfect guest. Because they had a theme of MKX, and you have to have the face of horror with it. I'm gonna give him a S rank. He is a perfect guest character, especially for what they were trying to do in Mortal Kombat X. Next up on the list, we have the Predator. Good old Predator. Oh man, Predator brings a lot to the table in terms of this game. He is very, very tactical. I guess it comes from being a fucking warrior. Now, his three variations are Hishiku 10, which I hope I'm pronouncing right. Maybe not, I don't know. Where he actually gains access to his shoulder cannon and can shoot the shit out of you with it. It's awesome. Warrior, where he is pretty much just fucking Pharaoh. He has his staff, I believe it is. I hope I'm not wrong. He slaps you with his fucking dreads. That's the goofiest attack I've ever seen. And then he also gains the self-destruct, his like most popular move. It's funny how his most popular move is just an easy way out, but you know, to each their own. And then finally we have the Hunter, where he gets this really dope black mask. It's really cool. Now this one is interesting because he can heal himself, and he also has a trap. He has a little red net you can step on, and it hangs you upside down. Set you up for a good combo. Predator plays good. He does a lot of damage. He is very, very technical with most of his variations, except for Warrior. You can just go in with him. I don't like him as much as Alien. I think it's cool that they, did it. Alien versus Predator. I think that's a really, really cool. I think it's really fucking dope that they did that. But I don't really like him all that much. He's not my favorite, and I'm not a big Predator. I'm not a big fan of the Predator series, so I'm gonna put him in B. I think he needs a little bit of work. He doesn't need work. It's not my cup of tea, I guess, is the best way to say that. I prefer Alien over Predator in this game. That's that's about it for that one. Last up for MKX's roster, we have Leatherface, Good old Bubba, he's getting a game pretty soon. Pretty excited to see that. Leatherface is a very, very dope choice for MKX. But unfortunately, it's a missed opportunity, and I'll talk about that in a sec. His three variations solve an issue I had with the other guest characters, like the other guest horror movie characters. They didn't get any outfits. They just got like slight tweaks to their appearance. Leatherface has three full outfits. In Pretty Lady, he's wearing a nice little pantsuit and a full face of makeup. He looks absolutely gorgeous, darling. And with Pretty Lady, he can also just toss the shit out of a chainsaw, which is just a barrel of laughs, if you ask me. Killer is pretty much his base, like original 1970s outfit, which I think is pretty cool. He gains a berserker stance where he literally primes up the chainsaw. You can do a bunch of different things depending on what button you press. Pretty cool stance. And then finally Butcher, which is the remake Leatherface, where his face is a lot more tanned, and he gains his mallet. He's pretty fucking rough in his variation. It's my favorite variation. I do like Leatherface. He's not my favorite of the roster, but he is pretty good. But the thing that makes me upset is that I really wish we could go, if we can go back, I would love to swap Leatherface and Freddy Krueger. Put Freddy in MKX and then Leatherface in MK9. I feel like Leatherface would have been a better like introduction to the horror character crossover in Mortal Kombat than Freddy Krueger. Because it would have been amazing to have Freddy versus Jason and Alien versus Predator in the same game. It's a missed opportunity. I really enjoy Leatherface, but I'm going to put him in B. Like, it just, the lost opportunity of what could have been really, really makes me sad. I wish they would. I wish they would have just swapped him. If they did that, it would have been perfect. But hey, he's still a pretty decent character overall. Now it's time to finish up with the latest game in the Mortal Kombat franchise, Mortal Kombat 11. Now, Mortal Kombat 11 didn't have variations. It went with more of the Injustice 2 type style of just letting you do whatever the fuck you want, fully customize your character. And it shows with its DLC characters, with its guest characters. It really does show with its guest characters because my God, they went all out with these. Now they didn't double it. We didn't get fucking 8 like we thought we were going to, but we did get a lot. We got 5. And starting off with that list, we have Rambinus. Rambo is a very, very fun character in this game. I'm not gonna lie. Now, MKX had a theme of horror. MK11 has a theme of 80s. There is a lot of 80s classics in this list. Some characters that I can't believe they made into a Mortal Kombat game. That's how shocking they were. Rambo is 1,000,000% shocking. I believe he was the last DLC to come out, and it's so cool they did it. He plays really, really well. He is a really strong grappler. And his shit is just brutal, man. He's very, very brutal in this game. A lot of customization. You can customize his headband, you can customize his knife, and you can customize his bow. A lot of ways to make Rambo your own, pretty much. Along with just a couple different variations. Like you can switch out his bow for hidden M60. You can do a whole bunch of stuff. He has a whole lot of stuff going on with him, and that's why I like him. I think in terms of 80s action hero, he's like what Jason was to MKX. If you're going to do 80s action, you need the boy. I think Rambo is a perfect guest. He is not a bug. I think he's in the back because these two are just amazing. He is a perfect guest. Now, Spawn is really, really dope. Spawn is someone who Mortal Kombat fans have been asking for a long, long time. And I'm happy that he finally was put into this game. And he looks fantastic. He looks incredible. All of his alternates are really good. He has a lot of mix-up potential, and he throws out a lot of really strong shit. Spawn is really good. I don't know. I feel like it was a little too late. I feel like Spawn would have worked better in one of the earlier games because, I don't know, there's just something about him that just doesn't feel right. I mean, Keith David did come back to voice him, which is awesome as shit. I think for that alone, I'm going to put him in pretty damn cool. Not my highest pick ever, but I do like him. I think he's right between Freddy and Alien. He was someone that people wanted for a very long time, and I think that is the perfect area to put him. Next up on the list, we have Robert Kopp. Now, if you want to talk about shock factor, I cannot fucking believe we got Robocop in a Mortal Kombat game, and I can't believe how funny he is, dude. Robocop, he is very slow, like movement wise, as you figured. He's very clunky, but he does bring a shit ton of firepower to the table. His gun is very, very strong, as well as his sniper that he brings out, and his fatalities are really, really cool. I especially love the one where he hits them in the face with a grenade and then shoots him right through the dick. I love a good reference, really strong, really solid reference, and he has some of the best customization of any DLC guest character. You can literally turn him into a like a cybernetic ninja. He has the classic outfits. It's so cool. I think I think I'm gonna put him at the tail end of Perfect Guest. He helps out a lot with the 80s aesthetic, and in terms of just shock factor alone, like no one in a million years could have seen RoboCop being in a Mortal Kombat game, but he actually works really well. Perfect Guest. Next up we have the Terminator, the classic, Terminator, another 80s action icon. I didn't play a lot of Terminator, but he is very strong. He kind of sucks in this game. I'm not gonna lie, he's not really that good. There's nothing crazy about him. He does what you think he does. He has a lot of like referential stuff. There is no like young Terminator skin, which I wish they would include. It's just like the later Terminators, like Gray Arnold. I would have liked if they included him in there, but unfortunately, it's just Old Man Arnold, which is fine. But the thing is, he didn't come back to voice the lines. Sylvester Stallone did come back. Peter Weller came back to do RoboCop. Keith David came back to voice Spawn. But they couldn't get Arnold to come back. He just gave likeness. He didn't voice. He didn't voice the Terminator. His sound like is cool, but the one thing about him that sticks out is his exoskeleton ability that you can equip. I wish it was better. It kind of sucked. You were very limited. You couldn't even do fatalities or do anything cool. The match ended after you got beat. It's a lot like Jason in MKX. You come back to life with just a little bit of health, but you have a very limited moveset. I hate to do it. I'm gonna put him in boring. He's very cool. I'm glad we could do Sylvester Stallone versus Arnold Schwarzenegger, but he's just not a very fun character. I saved, in my opinion, the best for last. The fucking Joker. The Joker was someone who, it's insane that he's in the game. He is the only DC character to come back to a Mortal Kombat game after the whole Mortal Kombat vs. DC game that came out in like the early 2000s. That game fucking sucked. But he's the only one so far who's come back. Now, we have had Mortal Kombat characters in Injustice, but he's the first one to come. He's the first DC character to come into a Mortal Kombat game, and man, they did him well. They could have just copped out and copy and pasted his moveset from Injustice, but no, they made the Joker his own damn beast, dude. This man packs a punch. He has a lot of, as you would imagine, the Joker is very, very fucking tricky. He is really, really strong. He has a little bat puppet that you can use to either shoot or counter enemies. He has his big ass like boxing gloves. He has a lot of like pop up capability, and he has a lot of really, really cool customization. Oh my god, the Joker is a very, very solid pick. I'm hoping for Mortal Kombat one day bring more DC characters over. I think there's a couple that I think would really, really fit. But Joker, it's so cool. If any DC character is going to be in Mortal Kombat, it's going to be the bloodthirsty homicidal maniac. I think he is another one that belongs in Perfect Guest. I think I'm gonna put him. He's definitely above his other MK11 counterparts. I think I'm gonna put him above Kratos. I think above Kratos is where he belongs. So yeah, that is my ranking of every single Mortal Kombat guest character. What do you guys think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Did I miss anything? Am I wrong? I'm sure I am. Let me know in your comments below. Keep your eyes out. I will be doing another Mortal Kombat vid soon, talking about who I think will be added into the Mortal Kombat roster for MK1. But for the time being, it's been your boy EJ3. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe, drop a comment if you did, and yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye.